Morning, everyone. Call. I'm C. So I'm a qualified called company audit. So as you all know that in the company audit, we are having marks of also there with the company accounts. 100 marks of exam. The 100 marks of exam, that marks are for a company accounting and the company audit. So I'll be taking care of your remaining 50 marks. That is called company audit. So I hope you might be having a little bit of idea about the auditing. So can I know what do you mean audit? So the audit. So tell me, what do you understand by the term called audit? Why do we do audit? Financial. So once the accounting ends for a financial, we start with what? Auditing. Let's say for example, know that yesterday the new financial year has started. What is a new financial year? The new financial year started nothing but 26/7. Started April 31st March. Not, so financial year will end on 31st March. So auditing generally starts when? Auditing starts when accounting what? Ends. So basically, once the accounting period is over, that is from 1st April 31st, 2007, auditing will start, right or not? Now the question arises, sir, when the auditing starts, when it ends, and why do we do the auditing? Right to understand. First, accounting, right or not, for the three accounting. After the accounting ends, what takes place? Auditing. Auditing ka time period. Why? Because understand, every company has to conduct an annual general meeting. And the time period for the annual September almost for every company. So I hope you know that under section number 96 of Companies Act 2013, your general meeting, know that there are two types of AGM. One is first AGM and one is what? Subsequent. So in the first AGM, conducted within 9 months from the end of the first financial year, and subsequent AGM required to be conducted months from the end of the financial year. When this financial year will end? 31st March. At the 6 month, 30th September. We have to make sure that when accounting ends, then auditing starts, and the auditing must be completed before what? Then why the AGM? There are ADDA operations are going to ADDA. First one is known as appointment of auditors. Are you getting appointment of auditor takes place? Then we have a declaration of dividend takes place. Then we have a director's appointment takes place. And the last may adoption of financial. There are four major ordinary are going to AGM. One is auditor's appointment, director's appointment, dividend declaration, and adoption of audited financials. Adoption of what? Audited. It means audit by anyhow must be completed when? For AGM. Now the question arises, sir, why before the audit? Because in there will be shareholders. So those shareholders wants to know that whether the company is able to produce or company is able to get the profits and losses or not. So what I'm saying that when the accounting ends, then what starts? Auditing, and auditing must be completed before what? AGM. Why? Because in the AGM, who is waiting for the audited results? Shareholder. Shareholders are waiting. You know why? Who else are waiting? Shareholders are waiting. Management is waiting, right? And lenders are waiting. You know, creditors are waiting, right? Government is also waiting. Along with the government, you know, employees are also waiting. Now, why these all people are waiting? Because they all are connected with the results of which statement? Financial statement. Let me tell you one by one. We all call them as users of financial statement. What do we call them as? What is the reason shareholder is waiting? Shareholders is waiting. Why? Because shareholder has invested in this company. So if you will see that company is true and fair, it means the auditor is giving a positive opinion. So he will invest more in the company. He will hold his what? Investment. And he would be interested in knowing the company's business is consistent or inconsistent. That is what the purpose behind whom? Shareholder. Who is the next person? Management. Management, they are the decision makers. They run the company day to day also, and they run the company on strategic basis also. So on the basis of financial decisions and the financial results and the financial position of the company, they will take their decision making. What is the next one is what? Lenders. Why lenders are interested? Because they have already lent a lot of loans to the company. So they are interested in knowing the repayment capacity of the company. Capacity, whether the company will be able to repay the loans or not. That is also dependent upon whose signature? Auditor signature. If so, he is giving a positive opinion, that indicates that money will come back. But if he is giving a negative opinion, so that will give a scary moment inside the minds of whom? Lenders, and they will stop lending the money to the company. So all of them have a decision making only on one basis, that is called auditor's report and audited financial. First of all, who is the next one? Creditor. What is the reason behind creditor is waiting? Because creditor has already supplied the raw material on which basis? Credit. So now he wants to take a decision whether the company is worthy enough to give the goods on credit or not. If the company's credit worthiness is good according to the auditor, then creditors will lend, creditors will give the raw material more. But if the company is unworthy, they will stop paying the giving the goods on what? Who is the next person? Government is interested in what? Taxation. Because government, if there is an income, government will collect the income tax. And if there is a what do you say, sales, government will collect a what? GST. So both direct and indirect taxes are the income of whom? Government. And who is the next person? Employee is really looking for job safety or job security and the other benefits like gratuity, bonus, PF. The company is earning the good money, then he will be expecting that, okay, I'll be getting all these benefits. But if the company is not earning the good money, then in that case, he is insecure about his what? Job as well. Right or not? So all these people are known as what? Users of financial statement. They all are waiting for what? Only two things. One is audited financial statement attached with my which report? Are you getting it? So always remember this sequence. When the accounting ends, then what starts? Auditing starts, and auditing must be completed before what? So it means right now the season of auditing has started for which financial year? 25-26. So 25-26 got ended, and from today onwards or yesterday onwards, companies have started preparing their what? Financial statement. Maybe maximum from the mid of the April or from the May month, the audit seasons will start, and it will go last till 30th September when the AGMs of the company will be conducted. So that is the reason audit is required to be done. Now, next thing, understand. First, I'm going to clear your basics, and then I will tell you which chapter we are going to start today. Now, why do we need audit? What is the definition of audit? Let us understand first. What is mean by audit? Auditing, there is no definition first of all. Auditing ka meaning is there. Now, what is the difference between calling something a definition and meaning? For the definition, there has to be a section. Like say, for example, we have the definition of the company under section 2, subsection 20. We have the definition of the private company under section subsection 68. The definitions are always defined in what? Sections. Meanings are derived from the surroundings. So, we have the meaning of audit as per SA 200. First of all, though, let me clarify you very simple. There are total three professionals we have in our one is practicing MS and practicing Very first important thing you need to understand, what is the major difference between calling someone a CA and calling someone a chartered accountant? Anybody in the class can tell me? If you're a CA or a CS or a CMA, and if you are a chartered accountant or a cost accountant or a company secretary, there's a huge difference. We call someone a CA, he has only qualified the CA final examinations and became the member of ICA. But we call someone a chartered accountant when he's holding a COP, certificate of practice. Like I gave you my introduction, I'm a CA Rohit Grover and I'm a practicing chartered accountant. The word chartered accountant, the word cost accountant, and word company secretary, these are known as designations. These words you can only use when you're holding a what? COP. Are you getting the point? If someone is opting for a job after getting qualified, they are known as CA, CS, and CMA. But if someone after qualifying is opting to come into what? Practice, then they are known as chartered accountant, cost accountant, and company secretary. Sir, if I'm going on a job, if I'm printing my visiting card, can't I use the word cost accountant? Can't I use the word chartered accountant? Answer is no. You can only prefix the two letters before your name. But if you want to use the word chartered accountant, cost accountant, or company secretary, fully, it has to be what? COP, certificate of. Now, what does practicing does the audit of financial? We chartered accountants, practicing chartered accountants, we do the audit of financial. What does a practicing CMA does? Does the audit of cost statements and cost records of the company. Are you getting the point? And it is specifically written in the act also. Only practicing CA can do the statutory audit, and only practicing CMA can do the which audit? Cost audit. Now the question arises, sir, what does practicing CS does? He does a secretarial audit under section number 204. There in your chapter called, third chapter, called cost audit and secretarial audit. So practicing, he does the audit of financials, he does the audit of cost record, and he does the secretarial audit. Let me tell you what is secretarial audit. Basically checking the laws and compliances of the company, whether the company is following the laws and compliances properly or not. Or let's say, for example, annual returns to be filed under section 92. So company secretary in practice will come and check whether the annual returns has been properly filed, or like say for example, financial statement under section 137 to be filed with whom? ROC. Meetings to be conducted under 96 and 100, both AGM and EGM. Resolutions are passed or not. Voting has been conducted or not. Who checks all these compliances? Company secretary. Cost accountant checks what? Costing the company. Is the cost of production evaluated properly or not? And advisory functions where I can reduce my cost. And what does the practicing CA does? He does the audit of your financials. Are you a true and fair company, or you are untrue and unfair? So that is what the division. Now, another thing what you need to understand before starting the subject, in CMA Inter, don't be under the impression that you are doing the auditing, which is for CMA. No. Even though you all are in the course of what? CMA, but the auditing which you are going to learn in CMA Inter is not the CMA or cost accountants auditing. It is the chartered accountants audit. Are you getting the point? Hardly there is one section which you are going to learn in the whole CMA Inter audit for 50 marks, that is called cost audit under section 140. Other than that, nowhere we are going to talk about the word called what? Cost account. So remember, let me tell you one thing. A Inter auditing and CMA Inter auditing both are very same. Are you getting the point? Unfortunate thing is that you are only getting this huge portion for how many marks? 50 marks. Whereas the same portion in CA Inter comes for what? 100 marks. So don't be under the impression. Understand the auditing which is done by a cost accountant in cmainter. You're all going to understand the auditing done by a chartered accountant. Are you getting the point? Now, sir, when we will learn the auditing done by a CMA practice, we will learn that in final. In the final, you have a paper number 17 called CMAD, Cost and Management Audit. One that is for 100 marks. There you will dedicatedly understand what a practicing CMA does. Right now, what we are going to understand, what a practicing chartered accountant does, and at so many places find this word not our institute. So our institute name you will not find it in 50 marks. You will find ICA, Institute of Chartered Account. Now let me tell you the brief difference between who is a practicing and who is a practicing CMA. Before until unless we don't have the base cleared, cannot go on to the subject of learning, right? Now see, practicing ये क्या करता है? Does the audit of what? Financials. But what a practicing CMA does the audit of what? Cost statements and cost records, right? That is the first difference. When the practicing CMA does the audit of financial statements, he expects that financial statements which are prepared by whom? Management. Financial statements we don't prepare. We audit the financials. We don't prepare the financials. You understand the point? What do we do? Audit. We don't what? Prepare. Preparation and presentation of financial statement was, is, and will be the responsibility of management. We just simply go there and verify their what? Financial statement. So financial statement should be as per gaps. Is a full form of gaps. And as per AS, what is AS? Accounting standard. Who prepares that? Management. Right or not? Whereas when we do the audit, follow SAs. What do we follow? SAs. Standards on auditing. That is what you have in your portion. But when it comes to practicing, when the company prepares the cost statements and cost records, company prepares it as per GACA, generally accepted cost accounting principle. So there are generally accepted financial accounting principle and there are generally accepted cost accounting principle. So cost statements are prepared as per GACAPs and financial statements are prepared as per APs. Are you getting the point? Financial statements are prepared as per AS. Cost statements are prepared as per AS. Cost accounting standards, which are 24 in number. How many we have? 24. Again, all these in detail you are going to learn in what? CMA Finance. Then we do the audit. When we come and do the audit, we don't follow SAs, follow CAA, Cost Auditing and Assurance Standard. What is the full form? Understand, a CA is a different profession and a CMA is a different profession. In CMA, we follow CAS and CAAS. In CA, we follow AS and SS. So that is what the first clarity you. Now in the marks portion, we are going to learn everything what a practicing CA does, except one section that is called section number 148, where we learn everything about the which auditor. Now, there are in total many chapters you have, starting with the first auditing concept. We also call this chapter as nature, scope, and objective chapter. We are going to learn three things in this chapter. What is the nature of audit? What is the scope of audit? What is the objective of audit? Followed by the very huge chapter that is called company audit chapter. Now, this is going to come in the examination for 12 marks. This chapter will take it at the end on the last day. So in this chapter, we are going to learn section number 138, section number 148, sorry, not 147, right? So here in the next chapter, we'll learn 148 and 204. 148 talks about the cost audit and 204 talks about secretary. But sir, what are these audits? The statutory audit. Basically, in this chapter, we are going to talk everything about practicing. Here we'll talk about practicing CMA, practicing. That is what we are going to learn. Then we have an audit process. This chapter will learn what do you mean by audit engagement. Then what do you mean by audit program? Then what do you mean by audit documentation? And what do you mean by audit evidence? And a bit of introduction of standards on. Then we have a sampling technique and analytical procedure. What do you mean by sample? See, try to understand. Think logically. One practicing in one financial year can do maximum 20 company audits. This is a ceiling limit. What is the ceiling limit? 20 company audits in one financial year by one practicing. And please tell me, auditing starts when? Accounting. So 1st April से 30th September तक, approximately I'll be having 180 days. So think logically, in 180 days, if I'm doing 20 audits, average 9 per client, I'm spending the days. Matlab, in every 9 days, I have to finish what? One audit. Then only I'll be able to complete how many audits? 20 clients. And I'm telling you very least 20 clients. One basket of a practicing case, not 20, it is hundreds of clients. Are you getting the point? But I'm telling the least one. So if you take 180 divided by 20, I have to spend what? 9 days per client. In 9 days, I have to verify their 365 days of business. Now, please tell me right now which financial year is going on? 26, 27. Now, yesterday financial year started. It will go till 31st March 27. 5 days client has done a business, but I have only 9 days to check and examine his business activity. So it is not possible for us to do the 100% check. That's why we follow the concept of what? What do you mean by sampling? Some items from the population will take, will examine, and as the sample is drawn from the where? Population. So sample is a representative of what? Population. If the sample is giving me which result? True and fair. So I will assume that the whole population is also what? It's like a very simple activity of going to a DMart and buying the rice. Tell me one thing. When you go to a DMart and the basmati rice, when you buy, do you take the whole basmati rice in your pocket or only one small sample? On the basis of sample, what do you see? If the basmati rice is meeting your requirements, you place an order for 30-40 kg. Are you getting the point? Same way in auditing also, we don't check everything. We check the partial checking. And we make sure that my sample is selected in such a manner that I'll be satisfied. So if the sample is true and fair, the whole population is. So that is why the chapter's name is what? Audit, sampling, and analytical picture का मतलब क्या होता है? We simply go to the client and take some data. अब let's say for example, I want to check the liquidity of my client. What of the client? क्या मेरे client के पास अच्छा खासा कैश है या नहीं है? I want to check that. मैंने client को क्या बोला? Give me the data of your current asset and current liability. So tell me, what is the definition of current ratio? Current assets divided by, let's say for example, his current assets are 100 crore, current liabilities are 150. Now please tell me, the liquidity wise sound or unsound? That is called analysis. Now suppose if I'll calculate the GP ratio, I'll come to know about profitability of the client. If I'll calculate debt by equity ratio, I'll come to know about solvency of the client. If I'll calculate the turnover ratio, I'll come to know about what? The activity, the sales of the client, inventory turnover ratio, debtors turnover ratio. Are you getting the point? Asset turnover ratio. All these analysis, what we do, comes under which analytics? Or you take the data of your client of 1 year and compare it with what? Previous year. Or compare it with what? Competitors. Compare it with what? Industry. That is called trend analysis. Analysis. So there are so many techniques by which we analyze our client. Are you getting the point? Those techniques we are going to learn in what? Analytical process. Then we have a very important chapter called what? Audit, risk, and internal control. What do you mean by the term called risk? Risk is a probable chance of loss. Risk means a probable chance of loss. And remember, risk is something which can never be eliminated. It can only be what? But how to reduce the risk? We need good internal controls in the company to reduce the risk. Acha, tell me, how the bank ensures that no theft and no stealing takes place in the bank? By installing cameras, by having a security guard. And security guard को गन भी दिया हुआ है. गन के अंदर बुलेट्स भी हैं. What are all these? These are internal control systems of the bank. How jewelry shop ensures that the jewelry will be protected? They have what? Cameras. They have the surveillance. How Shikra is ensuring that I am taking a proper class or not? By doing live stream. Are you getting the point? So in every business, a good internal control. It is the internal control system only which helps in reducing our. Understand the name of the chapter? The name audit is. It's a very simple thing. Try to understand. Why do we wear the seat belts in our car? In case by unfortunate then accident, so we will be protected or not. So what is that seat belt doing? Is the seat belt giving you the guarantee that you will never die, or it is reducing the chances of your death? That's what internal control systems never give you the guarantee your frauds and errors will be eliminated in the company. It only what? Reduces the chances of what? Frauds and because if I'll install the cameras, my employees will be very much conscious. If the dare they will do any fraud and error, they will be caught by whom? So internal control system, we call it as RCM, risk control metrics. We call it. So if there are risks, you need to install controls to reduce those risks to the which level? Lowest acceptable level. That is what we are going to learn in this chapter. And then we have a very small chapter that is called application of technology in what? Auditing and audit track. Now, what do you mean by application of technology? Now, today, every business is running with the help of software. I hope if you remember, if we go to any tiffin shop also, so we say that, sir, bhaiya, do masala dosa and one idli plate. He will simply type something on the machine and one slip comes and he gives it to you. Even from the smallest to small business, the biggest to big business, everyone is running on what? Technology. Are you getting the point? Everyone is running on, right? So when everyone is running on technology, it is very important that our auditing should also what? When the client is going automated, when the client is going digital, you also have to start learning how to do a which audit? Digital audit. So that is why the chapter name is application of technology in our word. And for that, there is one example which we learn that is called a which trial? Auditing. How do we catch the frauds which are done by the client, even though client went automated? Next one, we have audit report and what? Caro. Once we complete our audit, we give a report, and Caro is company audit report order, section 143.11, in which you have 21 clauses to report upon. Then this is the main chapter. This is actually both are same only, rather all three are same. We call it as audit of what? Different types of undertaking. Myth among the student is that audit takes place only on company. Audit takes place on every organization, be it a school, be it a hospital, be it a club, be it a municipality, be it a government, be it a cooperative society. Audit takes place on every entity. So we will learn the different types of audits on different types of undertaking. Right? Then we have audit of which items? Acha, answers बताओ. What comes in financial statements? Trading account, P&L account, balance sheet, cash flow statement. But when we do the audit of financials, that is called statutory audit. But now here, we are not going to do the audit of financial statement. We are going to learn how to do the audit of one items of financials. Doing the audit of P&L is known as audit of financial statement. But doing the audit of rent paid is the audit of full P&L or is the audit of one item? Doing the audit of sale, one item. Doing the audit of plant and machinery, one item. But doing the audit of balance sheet, financials. So we are not going to learn here how to do the audit of finance. In the first 9 chapters, we are learning audit of financial statement only. In this chapter, we learn how to do the audit of items of financial. सेल का ऑडिट कैसे करते हैं, परचेज का ऑडिट कैसे करते हैं, पेटेंट का ऑडिट कैसे करेंगे, इंटेंजिबल्स का ऑडिट कैसे करेंगे, मोटर व्हीकल का ऑडिट कैसे करेंगे, राइट और नॉट, रेंट पेड का ऑडिट कैसे करेंगे, प्रोविजन फॉर डाउटफुल डेट का ऑडिट कैसे करेंगे. Are you getting the point? In these both chapters, I will not tell you to do the hard work. I will tell you one smart work technique by which you can survive any kind of question in the examination. Right? And there you go. We have the last chapter. What is the last chapter called? Different types of audit: internal audit, concurrent audit, partial audit, complete audit, environmental audit, operational audit, management audit. So different types of. So this is for the brief introduction which I wanted to give before starting your. Now, first I'll make you understand chapter number 1. Then we'll directly move to the chapter number 9 and 10. Are you getting the point? Because those two chapters are going to come in the examination. So we will make sure that those chapters will be taken care of properly. So first of all, let's understand the first chapter. What is the name of the chapter? Auditing concept. Now, when it comes to auditing concepts, there are so many small topics are there. Nature of auditing, scope of auditing. Then we have what? Different types of inherent limitations of auditing. So different small topics are there. Let us understand first, start with the definition of the term called what? Auditing. Sir, auditing क्या होता है? ध्यान से सुनो. What did I tell you? Auditing का there is no definition, but there is a what? Meaning. Try to understand the words which I'm trying to tell. I can guarantee forever in your life, you will never ever the grip over the definition of auditing. Try to read the first one. Auditing means what? It's an independent and systematic. What are the two words written? Independent का मतलब क्या होता है? An auditor has to be a neutral person. Should not have any family relationship with the client. He should not have any financial relationship with the client. He needs to carry always an impartial and unbiased attitude. That is what you mean by the term called independent. And after the independent, what is the next word written? Systematic. What do you mean by systematic? Planning. You have to go to the client's place in a very planned manner, in a very strategized manner. It's a very simple thing. Tell me one thing. Vizag Steel Plant Limited is giving me an audit, and I'm the statutory auditor of that company. Now, until and unless I don't know my client what it is, I will never be able to start my what? You can only start your audit when you know your client very well. Because somebody has very rightly said, if you go unplanned, there's a line, try to read this line. If you are failing to plan, you're planning to fail. It's a very beautiful line. अगर आप क्लाइंट के यहाँ पे प्लान करके नहीं चलोगे, you will never be able to complete the client's audit on time. And time is the only thing which we have limited. Just now I told you how much time we have. 6 months. 6 months में I have to do 20-30 clients. So my time is very limited. So you always have to go unplanned or planned. So auditing is an independent and systematic. What is the next word written? Examination. Of which information? Financial. So we never do investigation on client. We do examination on client. And examination of which information? Financial. हमारे को मेरे client के non-financial information से I don't have any concern. I'm only concerned with which information? Financial. Trading, P&L, balance sheet, cash flow, statement of changes in equity, and notes to account. This is my boundary. So I'm here to do independent and systematic examination of which information? Financial. Of an entity. What is the word written? Why I did not choose to write the word company? Because audit does not only take place on company. It takes place on so many entities. Did you get the point? So tell me merge the three sentences. Auditing is an independent and systematic examination of financial information of an entity. हमें एक घंटा भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता that entity is profit making or loss making. So whether profit oriented or not, we are not bothered about its what? Nature, size and complexity. उसका nature of business क्या है? Trading, manufacturing, service, cement, textile. We are not bothered. उसका size of business क्या है? Is it a big company or a small company? We are not bothered. And उसका business कितना simple है, कितना complex है? That also we are not bothered. So what is the word written? Irrespective of its nature, size and complexity of business. The only objective why we do audit is to express, and we never give the guarantee on finances. So if we'll merge all these points, that is called the definition of the word called what? Audit. So without looking at the word, try to tell me, sir, it's an independent and systematic examination of financial information of an entity, whether profit oriented or not, irrespective of its size, nature, complexity. The only objective is to express what? On financial state. What is the scope of audit? When we go to the client's place, we have to tell our client my boundaries. Scope ante boundaries, my limitations, my parameters, my Lakshman Rekha, which I have to make whom understand? Client. Ki boss, I will come and I'll do that. You don't tell me what to do, what not to do. I will tell you what I'm gonna do. So tell me, what is my first scope of audit? Can you read? I will come and check your all the aspect of whose business. I will come and check your trading also, P&L also, sale also, purchase, every bloody thing at whose place, client's place, is under my scope. So I will cover, what is the word written? All aspects of whose business. I will come and decide whether whatever the evidence you are giving me is sufficient and reliable, or you are giving me the information. You don't decide ki Rohit, I am giving you sufficient and reliable information. Rohit as a chartered accountant will decide whether the information provided to me is sufficient and reliable or not. This is my boundary number 2. Boundary number 3, I will come and check your all which policies. Accounting, मैं आपका SLM WLV check करूंगा. I will come and check your LIFO and FIFO. So I will decide whether you have selected and implemented good accounting policies or not. I will come and check whether you have made the proper disclosures in your financial statements or not. I will come and check whether the provisions made by you. What is provision? Accounting estimate. अब मेरे को बताओ प्रोविजन को अकाउंटिंग एस्टिमेट क्यों बोलते हैं? मेरे को ये बताओ, डू आई नो दैट हाउ मेनी बैड डेट्स एग्जैक्टली गोना हैपन, और आई हैव अ एस्टिमेशन? तो इसीलिए तो प्रोविजन बनाते हैं. तो प्रोविजंस आर नेवर कॉल्ड एक्चुअल फिगर्स. प्रोविजंस आर नोन एज व्हाट? I will only come and test your accounting policies. I will only come and test your what disclosures. I will only come and test your what accounting estimates. And I will also check whether you're presenting your financial statement as per your financial reporting framework or not. So these are my scope, boss, which I'm going to tell to the whom client. Boss, I will come and check all aspects. I will decide what is reliable, what is sufficient. I will come and check your accounting policies, accounting disclosures, accounting estimates, and accounting presentation as per what? AFR. But let me tell you also what is not in my scope. I'm not going to do anything which is beyond my skill and competence. I'm here as an auditor. You don't ask me why my internal control system is not working. अरे मेरे को क्या पता तेरा कैमरा काम नहीं कर रहा? Am I a mechanic or a chartered accountant? So don't expect me to do anything which is beyond my skill and competence. And I'm not here to do any investigation. This is in my scope or out of my scope. And I'm here to express an opinion on past events. Because tell me, when the auditing starts, the financial year already ended, na? So is it a present, future, or past? So we do the audit on past events. I'm not here to express an opinion on future. Who has to tell all this? Auditor has to make whom clear? Client, by sending one letter called what? Audit engagement letter. हम एक लेटर भेजते हैं किसको? क्लाइंट को. बिफोर एक्सेप्टिंग अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर, we send one audit engagement letter and telling to the client कि boss, these are my terms, and if you are okay, give me the audit. If you are not okay, don't give me the audit. Now, what are the objectives of audit? हम लोग audit करते क्यों हैं? Why do we do the audit? Reason number 1, we are here to give reasonable assurance to the client on his what? Finances. We are not here to give absolute assurance. हम यहाँ पे गारंटी देने नहीं आए, क्योंकि गारंटी का I can only give if I'll check what? 100%. Am I checking 100% or sampling? So how do you expect a guarantee from me? I'm here to only give you what? Opinion देने आया हूँ. Second thing, मैं यहाँ पे ये check करने आया हूँ. I'm here to check whether your financial statements are prepared and presented as per what? Applicable financial reporting framework or not. Now, so many of the students are not even aware of the meaning of the word called what? AFRF. You know the full form, applicable financial reporting framework. But what do you mean by AFRF? AFRF का मतलब होता है set of rules and regulations. Tell me one thing, financial statement should be prepared as per Schedule 3. This is my AFRF. Financial statements should be prepared as per what? Accounting standard. Financial statement should be prepared as per accounting policies. Financial statement should have accounting estimate. All these things which a client has to follow is known as what? AFRF. I can say these are my set of rules, and who has to prepare FS? Management. So AFRF is the set of rules and regulations for whom to adopt? Management. I'm here to check that. I'm also here to check whether your company is free from frauds, and my 3 main objectives are, I'm here to give you opinion. I'm here to check your financial statements are prepared as per what? AFRF. And I'm here to check whether your financial statements are free from frauds and errors. क्या हो रहा है? Recording में आ रही है? वो I think that will be automatically. Hmm? Okay. So did you understand my primary objectives? Now, once my these three objectives will be over, I have secondary objectives. Which objective? Remember, you are going to the client's place not for secondary objectives. You are going for what? Primary. But if the time will allow, I will also satisfy some which objectives? Okay, I'll help the client in detecting some frauds and errors. Are you getting the point? But remember, don't expect me to work like a what? Bloodhound. Because we are only a what? Watchdog. I will see only those frauds and errors which I'll be able to see. Don't ask me to smell out the frauds and errors. Are you getting the point? Detection, prevention, and correction of frauds and errors is the prime responsibility of management, not mine. So, sir, why are you an auditor? Understand one thing. Who does the audit? Who does the accounting for 365 days? Where the frauds and errors are happening? Clients play. Under whose nose it is happening? And who is doing that? Their management and employee. How do you expect me, a person coming after 365 days, will be able to detect each and every fraud and error? Are we a god or we have an X-ray? Neither of us. Neither we are a god nor we have an X-ray. So don't expect me to detect your all frauds, and I will help you, but to the extent which I am able to see. Next thing, I will also help you in knowing whether your internal control system is good or not. And I will also give you some recommendations for what? Improvisation. But let me tell you one thing. I will do my secondary objective only once my primary objectives are over. मेरा primary objective है opinion देना, FS check करना as per AFRF, और check करना कि your financial statements are free from what? Frauds and errors. Once these are over, I'll get a time. I'll definitely help you in achieving secondary objective. Right or not? Next point. So what are the advantages of audit? Audit के advantage क्या है? Read the advantage number 1. Audit increases the confidence of whom? Users. And increases the credibility of what? Just now I told you, who are our users? Shareholders, management, creditors, lenders. Whether their confidence goes down after audit or goes up after audit. Advantage of audit. Second advantage, after the statutory audit, which audit comes? Tax. So tax audit can be smoothly done once the which audit is over? Statutory. So it helps in performing tax audit smoothly. If my audit is done, all the investors will get attracted and all the bankers also will get attracted. Investors will start doing investments and bankers will start giving what? Advances. Audit also helps in what? Settlement of goodwill disputes and the share of profits at the time of admission, death, and retirement of what? Partner. Well, now let's say, for example, one partner is coming in my partnership firm and I told him bring 10 CR of goodwill. So he will definitely question me now. Rohit, on what basis you are asking 10 CR of goodwill? I'll show him which financial statement? Audited one. So we are already 4 partners. We have 10 crores each. So when you are coming as a which partner? 5th partner, you also bring the equal. So now he will say, okay, now I understood. So it means who made him understand? Unaudited financial statements or audited? That is also an advantage. We also help in resolving tax disputes, union disputes, and government disputes. We also help in settlement of accounts at the time of buying and what? Let's say, for example, Pulla Reddy Sweets wants to buy the Dadu Sweets. So who is the buyer? Pulla Reddy Sweets. Who is the seller? Dadu. So seller, the Dadu said that I need 3,000 crore rupees if you want my business. Are you getting the point? Now please tell me on what basis Dadu's has asked the 3,000 crore rupees on the basis of his AFS. What is AFS? Audited financials. And on what basis pay the Pulla Reddy Sweet will give the money on the basis of audited financial statement. So we also help in what? settlement of accounts at the time of buying and selling of this thing. And audit may early detection of frauds and errors will take place. Why? Because audit takes place every year. It's not once in 10 years. It takes place what? Every year. The scams and scandals will be early detected and can be early what? Prevented. Next one. Due to the audit, employees will be under the fear. Now please tell me, once the accounting ends, what starts? So they already know that now 31st March is over. Monster is going to come. Who is that monster? Audit. So they will have a fear. The fear in the eyes of employees, we call it as moral check. These are all the advantages of what? Audit. अब ऑडिट के डिसएडवांटेज पढ़ते हैं, ध्यान से सुनना. Audit is a post-mortem activity. It is a which activity? Please tell me, auditing takes place when? After the accounting. And please tell me, post-mortem takes place when of a dead body? During the life or after the death? After the death. Are you getting the point? Sir, एक बार बुलाना उसे. The chair is not comfortable actually. Did you all understand? So, like post-mortem activity takes place, audit is also which activity? Post-mortem. Are you getting the point? When all the frauds and errors have already occurred, then whose entry comes? Audit. So, auditing is not less than a which activity? Post-mortem. Second thing, in auditing, most of the times, not only most of the times, 100% of the times we follow the which checking. Due to which, acha, tell me, out of 10,000 items, we checked only 1,000 items. How many items we did not check? So please tell me, what are the chances of frauds and errors in these 9,000? There are chances or not? So there's always a certainty that some frauds and errors will remain undetected by the auditor because we follow which basis? Some. That is also a disadvantage of our profession. What is the third disadvantage? We always believe and we always take which evidence? First, we have a less time. That's why we are never able to take what? Conclusive. Are you getting the point? Okay. So did you understand the point here? So what is the first two disadvantages of auditing? Auditing is not less than a which activity? Post-mortem. Second problem, we do the sampling. That's why some frauds and errors will definitely remain undetected. And most of the times we believe in persuasive evidence. We never collect what? Conclusion. Can anybody tell me what is the difference? Understand one thing. We have a very less time. Due to the less time, we only collect those evidences which are provided by the client. We do not have the time to collect the evidence on our own. If I'll collect the evidence on our own, I know that my auditing opinion will be better. But the problem is time is not there. So most of the times we don't get which evidence, but we only get what? Persuasive. And please tell me what is the meaning of persuasive? Persuasive word has come from the word called persuasion, which means in grammar, it means to influence somebody. Who is trying to influence whom? Client is trying to influence whom? Auditor. So that is the problem in our profession. Even if I want to collect the which evidence, but I'll end up always getting. And I want to do full checking, but I end up always doing sample. I want to come during the financial year, but I end up always coming after the financial. So it's a post-mortem activity. It's on sampling basis. Some frauds and errors will remain undetected. We do not get which evidence? Conclusive. We get what? Persuasive. And the biggest of all, we never give guarantee. We only give what? But sir, that is the advantage for auditor. If he will give a what? Guarantee, his collar will be caught. Remember, this is not a disadvantage only from auditor's point of view. Understand this as a disadvantage from shareholder's point of view. One day before you are saying that everything is true and fair. Next day, company filed for bankruptcy. They cannot catch the collar of whom? Auditor. Because auditor will say that I to never gave a what? Guarantee. I only expressed what? Opinion. So think it as a disadvantage from whose point of view? User's point of view, shareholders' point of view. And next most important thing is we are always practically bound and legally bound. in our auditing profession. Let me give you the meaning of that. Try to understand. Practical limitation का मतलब क्या हुआ? We don't have enough time. That's why we don't do full checking. We do what? Some. So we are practically bound. Which bound? Legally bound ways. I can only simply request the client to give me the information. If the client is not ready to give me the information, can I catch the collar of the client? Can I slap him? So we are legally also bound. So neither we are practically having the limits, nor we are having legally limits. We are having legal limitations also in our profession, and we are having our practical. So that makes our profession also full of what? Limitation. So what is the topic name? These are the advantages of audit, and these are the what? Limited. तो हमने meaning पढ़ लिया, scope पढ़ा, advantage and disadvantage. The major thing which you need to understand before concluding this chapter is the basic principles governing an audit. What is the topic name? Basic principles. अब ध्यान से सुनो. What do you mean by basic principles? Our, what do you say, CMA profession or CA profession, any profession, be it a CA, CS and CMA, 9 fundamental pillars are there in our profession. We always have to follow those 9 principles. Principle number 1, integrity, objectivity and independence. What is the principle number 1? इसका मतलब क्या होता है? Integrity means always be honest. Objectivity means be impartial and unbiased. Never be biased with your client. Be impartial, be neutral. And what do you mean by the third one? Independent. No family relationship, no financial relationship. So these are your character building qualities. आप अपने profession में हमेशा क्या रहो? Honest, be impartial and unbiased, and do not have any financial or family relationship with the client. So what is my principle number 1? Integrity, objectivity, independence. Principle number 2, what is it again? During the audit, there will be so many times that you will come across the secretive and confidential information of your client. It is your responsibility to keep your mouth shut. Never disclose the secretive and confidential information of your client to anybody because he trusted you while telling you those secretive and confidential information. But yes, there are 2 exceptional situations under which you can open your mouth. Either you take prior permission of what? Client. आप client से पूछ लो कि sir, can I disclose your confidential information to somebody? Or if there is a requirement of law. अगर law आपको force कर रहा है, you and your client both are not bigger than law. Law is bigger than both of us. Suppose income tax department comes to my office and he says that, Rohit, would you like to tell me something about your client? I have to open my mouth. Because income tax department is a statutory requirement. Which requirement? So in that case, I can't maintain what? Confidential. Under 2 circumstances, you can break your confidentiality. Either you took the prior permission of client or there is a statutory requirement of law. Did you get the man? Otherwise, you always have to maintain what? Confidential. What is the third one? Skills and competence. Once you become a CA or a CMA, don't just become a CA or a CMA. After getting qualified, you have to keep on polishing your skills and what? Competence. आपको बहुत सारे new courses you should do. You should undergo through trainings. You should undergo through seminars. Let me tell you a very simple practical example. I qualified in 2011. In 2011, I did Companies Act 1956. I did service tax, GST तो होता ही नहीं था. Service tax, VAT, sales, custom, excise separately. I did Income Tax Act 1961. Try to understand. Please tell me, yesterday onwards, which income tax has started? 2021. Do I have to learn it again? Please tell me in 2014 what came? Companies Act 2013 came. I learned 1956. So do I have to flush out 1956 and pour in the knowledge of 2013? In 2017, what happened? GST came. Replace sale tax, service tax and VAT. So do I have to learn again? So remember, life is all about enhancing your skills and what? Competence. If after getting qualified, if you'll only be stuck, okay, I'm a CA, I'm a CMA, that is more than enough. No, you are already faded out in the market. You have to keep on searching for new skills and competence. So tell me, what are the 3 basic principles? Integrity, objectivity, independence. confidentiality, skills and competence. What is the next thing? Planning. Never go to your client's place in a which manner? Unplanned manner. You should acquire the knowledge of client's business first before stepping into for an audit. Because as I already told you, if you're failing to plan, you're planning to get what? Failed. Next point. Always remember these are the first two things which you have to go and test at whose place? Client's. Client का accounting system तुम्हें पता होना चाहिए. And client का internal control system. Tell me one thing. If my client's accounting system is automated and manual, where your workload is more? My client's accounting system is manual or automated? Tell me, where your workload is more? Manual. So if I don't know the accounting system of my client, how will I decide my workload? Are you getting the point? And if the client's internal control system is strong and poor, where your workload is more? If the internal control system is poor, because I can't trust their what? Controls. So what are the two things you must know about your client? Accounting system, internal. Tell me the five. Integrity, objectivity, independence, confidentiality, skills and competence, planning, accounting system and internal. And you cannot do the audit alone. You always have to use the work performed by others. Sometimes I need an expert in my team. Sometimes I need the help of internal auditors of the client. Sometimes I need the help of my branch auditors because I'm a head office auditor. Sometimes I need the office of my staff, help of my staff. Now let me ask you a very simple thing. You are doing the audit of Dr. Reddy's laboratory. Dr. Reddy's laboratory is a pharma company. Do you all agree? Please tell me one thing. What will be in the stock or inventory of Dr. Reddy's laboratory? There will be chemicals. There will be medicines. There will be tablets. Now please tell me, are you a chemical engineer or you are a CMA? You need whose help? Chemical engineer's help. It means you can never do the audit alone. You need a team. You need sometimes experts. Sometimes you need internal auditor. Sometimes you need the help of branch auditors. Sometimes you need the help of your team members. So you always are dependent upon the work performed by others. But what is the moral of the story of this point? Even though you are using the work of what? Others, but it is your signature who is going to be there on what? Audit report. You cannot escape from your responsibility. Ki I used his work, that's why he's irresponsible. No. 100% responsibility is still on whose shoulder? Auditor's shoulder. That is what they're trying to tell you in the work performed by others. Even though I use the work of an expert, but you made a choice to use the work of what? Expert. So 100% burden, 100% onus. Who has to take? Auditor. What is the next one? Audit evidence. So when you give a positive opinion or when you give a negative opinion, you always need what in your pocket? Evidence. Let's say for example, I am saying Reliance Industries Limited is untrue and unfair. Tell me, is it a positive opinion or negative? Now my audit report is being read out in the word AGM. Don't you think that so many shareholders will go panic? Why auditor is saying everything is untrue and हमने तो करोड़ों रुपए invest कर रखे हैं इस company में. So I'll show them the what? Evidence. On the basis of this proof, I'm saying that everything is untrue and unfair. So you should not express opinion until and unless you don't have sufficient and appropriate audit evidence in your pocket. आपकी opinion का सबसे बड़ा support क्या है? Evidence. Are you getting the point? Next point. What is the next? Eighth one, documentation. Once our audit is completed, we have so many papers lying on our desk. Are you getting the point? Because this is what we have collected from whose place? Client's place. But remember, once your audit report is signed, Institute of Chartered Accountants says that take one empty file and punch these papers into that file. When I put these papers into one file and keep it properly assembled, that process is known as what? Documentation. मेरे सारे documents एक ही जगह पे. So that if I want to see something in future, I will just simply go to my cupboard, bring that file and open it. उसमें मेरी planning भी है, strategy भी है, my what do you say program भी है, my evidence is collected भी है, frauds and errors detected भी है, steps which I did, my analysis, my trends, every bloody thing which I did from first day to end is there inside that file. That file is known as what? Documentation. Did you get the point? And what is the last one? Audit, conclusion, and report. The end product of every audit is you have to conclude your audit and report. Report can be of two types: unmodified report, modified. It means unmodified का मतलब होता है positive and modified means what? Negative. So that brings an end to your discussion on the very first chapter called what? Auditing concepts. So why I chose to take the first chapter first? Why? Because your base should be clear first. So I hope everything is sorted. So what are the topics we have done? Meaning of audit, scope of audit, objectives of audit, advantages of audit, inherent limitations of audit, and लास्ट में दो differences भी है, difference between auditing and accounting and difference between auditing and investigation. So obviously we are sitting in an EO, we can't cover everything, but I'll try to cover mostly all the concepts which you have in your portion. Now directly now I'm going to shift to the chapter number 9 first. So let's start with the chapter number 9 now. What is the chapter number 9? In the chapter number 9, basically the name of the chapter is this much only. Audit of which entities? Different entities. अब ध्यान से सुनेंगे. Everyone will take out your notebook also and I'll make you understand how you have to deal with this chapter. Let's divide this chapter in two parts. I will make it so easy for you that you don't even have to read the book. Are you getting the point? So the name of the chapter which we are going to start is known as what? Audit of different types of undertakings. We will divide this chapter into three parts. What are the three parts? First of all, today we'll understand how to do the audit of cooperative societies. Then we'll understand functional audits. Sir, what do you mean by functional audits? Under the functional audits, we'll understand how to do the audit of hotels, how to do the audit of clubs, how to do the audit of hospitals, how to do the audit of cinema hall, how to do the audit of school, college or university. Are you getting the point? So these are the types of audits we'll understand. And the last May, we will do bank audit. Mostly bank audit will be able to start tomorrow. Are you getting the point? अब ध्यान से सुनेंगे. Very important chapter, very easy chapter, tricky chapter, and I'll tell you the tricks how to conquer it. Now let's first understand how to do the cooperative society audit. How to do which audit? Very simple audit. Only thing is there are some facts which you need to remember. Now, first of all, let's put the heading Cooperative Society Audit. So one by one we'll understand what you need to do in the Cooperative Society Audit, right or not? Now in the Cooperative Society Audit, you're not interested? Huh? I think you have a very good remembering power till examinations. Then, or hands are paining. Should I write for you? Start writing. Now, what do you mean by cooperative society audit? Try to understand this. First of all, we need to learn the meaning of which society? Cooperative. Sir, cooperative society क्या है? It's a business organization which believes in no exploitation from outside forces, which believes in no exploitation from outside forces, no middlemen, and believes in self-help. What do you mean by that? Cooperative society is also one of the form of business organization who believes that we do not allow any middleman. Buyer and seller में कोई भी middleman नहीं होगा, so that buyer will get the goods at lowest price and seller also will get the maximum profit. So we don't want any exploitation from which forces? Outside forces. We don't want any presence of what? Middlemen. We will rather believe in doing self-help and म्यूचुअल हेल्थ. अब आप इसका केयरफुली एनालाइज द नेम. What is the name of the society? So the word cooperative has come from the word called cooperation. Cooperation means helping what? Each other. In India, it is very popular in Maharashtra, West Bengal, and Odisha. If you'll go to these states, you'll find that there are so many cooperative societies there. It is very less popular in Telangana, Andhra, and other states. But the most popular states where you will find the cooperative society types of business organization are the West Bengal, Maharashtra, and Odisha. I'm making you ready for MCQ. This is a question they may ask you in MCQ. The popular states of what? Cooperative society. So what is the industry in which it is popular? Industries in which it is popular is sugar industry. Most of the sugar industries, you will find that they are in the form of cooperative societies. Then water distillation. Water distillation. Then we have handlooms. Then we have pulp industries. Are you getting the point? So these are the industries where cooperative societies are very popular. So where do we make cooperative society? We have in India one act called Cooperative Societies Act 1912, and it's a central act. So if someone will ask you, define cooperative societies audit, do not start directly with writing the audit provisions. First, define what is cooperative society. All these 4 points define cooperative society. So now if I have to ask you, what is cooperative society? So it's a business organization which believes in no exploitation from outsider, no middlemen, and self-help and mutual help. Basically found very popular in West Bengal, Maharashtra, and Odisha, and involved in sugar industry, water distillation, weaving industry, handlooms, and pulp industry. And last but not the least, it is required to be enacted under which act? Cooperative Societies Act 1912, which is a India's central act, not a state act, right? Second thing, let's start doing the audit provisions. Now let's understand how do we do the audit of which society? Cooperative. First of all, ध्यान से सुनेंगे. To do the audit of cooperative society, there are some rules which you need to understand. Rule number 1. Sir, who can be the auditor of cooperative society? Cooperative society का auditor कौन होता है? The first choice is always a practicing CA. Every cooperative society का first choice is always a practicing CA. But practicing CAs are very expensive auditor. So that's why government has given 2 more options. If you are a government डिप्लोमा होल्डर, गवर्नमेंट का एक कोर्स है कोऑपरेटिव अकाउंटिंग के ऊपर. इफ यू हैव डन दैट कोर्स ऑफ कोऑपरेटिव अकाउंटिंग, दैट टू फ्रॉम अ गवर्नमेंट डिप्लोमा कोर्स, then in that case you are eligible to become the auditor of which society? Cooperative society. Either you are a practicing CA or you are a government diploma holder in the course called cooperative accounting. If you have done that course, you are also eligible to become the auditor of what? Cooperative. Or if you have an experience of being auditor in government cooperative departments. अगर आपने किसी भी if any government cooperative department में you have worked as a what? Auditor. You are eligible to be the auditor of what? Cooperative society. So who are the 3 people who are eligible to be the auditor of cooperative society? Either you are a practicing CA, or you are a government diploma holder in cooperative accounting, or you have an experience of working as an auditor in a government cooperative department, not normal cooperative, government cooperative. So make sure that you should underline these words. ये भी government है and this is also government. Did you get the point or not? So what is the next point? So this is what, who can be the auditor? Sir, who appoints the auditor? Achha, tell me, Companies Act mein do we have ROC? In the Cooperative Society Act, we have ROCS. What is the full form of ROCS? registrar of cooperative societies. So who appoints you? Registrar of societies, cooperative society. He is the one who determines auditors fees also. हमारी फीस भी यही डिसाइड करता है. Are you getting the point? So point number 1, who appoints you? ROCS. And who fixes your remuneration? ROCS. Third, sir, to whom we report? Yes, one copy we will send it to whom? ROCS. And one copy we'll send it to the obviously cooperative society. So we will prepare 2 audit reports ka copy. Same audit report but 2 copies. One copy we are sending to ROCS and one to the cooperative. So these are the facts you should know. Who can be the cooperative society auditor? Who appoints the cooperative society auditor? Who decides the remuneration? And to whom do we report? Now the question arises, what to be checked? हमें करना क्या है? What to be examined? देखो बहुत सिंपल सी पॉइंट है. We have to go and examine their what? Books of accounts. So what are the books of accounts of cooperative society? Let me tell you one thing. Same as company. जैसे company prepares sales and purchase, assets and liabilities, incomes and expenditures का books. Same books cooperative society also prepares sales, purchase, assets, liabilities, incomes and expenditure. We have to go and check their which accounts? Books of accounts. But there is one twist. If my society is a credit cooperative society, sir, what do you mean by credit cooperative society? That society which is into the business of financing the people. मतलब ये बैंक के जैसा काम करती है, हैंड लोन्स देती है फार्मर्स को. छोटे छोटे एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट होते हैं ना, 20,000 लोन, 10,000 लोन, 5,000 लोन, 40,000 लोन. वी कॉल इट रंगस्थलम. मूवी देखी आपने? Did you see the movie of Rangasthalam? Rangasthalam mein that villain is there who is a cooperative society president. What does he give? He gives the hand loans, na? And then he takes the EMIs. Are you getting the point? And if you fail to pay the EMI, he takes the red flags and put in the field, and the field becomes his. Are you getting it? Same way, in India, we have credit cooperative societies. What do we call? Credit ante taking loan or giving loan? Giving loan. If your client is a credit cooperative society, so normal books of accounts, so you have to check. There are 5 extra registers which you need to check. First one, daily cash sales register, loan disbursement register, loan recovery register, collection from debtors register, and last but not the least, stock register. These are the 5 additional registers credit cooperative society has to prepare. Daily cash sales register, loan disbursement register, loan recovery register, collection from debtors register, and stock register. This you have to check along with the normal books of accounts which they are already prepared. Did you get the point? That is the first thing we go and check in the cooperative society audit. So what are the second thing we check? Restriction on shareholding. I'll make it so easy that you just read it and proceed for the examination. What do you mean by restriction on shareholding? First listen. If individual person is a member, if you are an individual member, and if you are a society member. So if you are a natural person who is a member of a society, or if any other society is a member of a society. If I am a natural person member, मेरे ऊपर restriction है. What is the restriction? Maximum 1,000 rupees or 20% of total shares. How much maximum shareholding I can have in a cooperative society? 1,000 rupees in value or maximum 20% of the total shares of that cooperative society. So let's say, for example, there are 10,000 shares of the cooperative society. So 20% comes to what? 2,000 shares. But remember, those 2,000 shares ka value should not be more than 1000. So maximum 1000 rupees in value or 20% of the total shares. If I'm a which member? Individual member. But if I am a society member, no restriction. I can hold as much capital I want. Are you getting the point? So there is a restriction here, but there is no restriction in case of what? Society member. अब ध्यान से सुनो. Borrowings restriction. Now, as a cooperative society, I want to borrow the money. I'm not lending the money now. I want to borrow. If I'm borrowing from my members, who are the two members? Individual members or society members? Answer is no restriction. There is no restriction on cooperative society if the cooperative society wants to borrow the money from its own members. So suppose you are my individual members, I am a cooperative society, and you are my society members. I want to borrow from you people, no restriction. But what if I want to borrow from Ajay outside? Is he a member or outsider? So if I want to borrow from non-members, if I want to borrow from non-members, then check MOA and AOA of the society. If the MOA, AOA of the society permits, I can borrow. But if the MOA and AOA of the cooperative society is silent, I cannot borrow from whom? Outside. But if I want to borrow from whom? My members, be it the individual members or society, there is no restriction. Clarity? Next one, lending restrictions. Sir, what do you mean by lending restrictions? अब ध्यान से सुनेंगे. What do you mean by lending restrictions? If I want to lend to my members, answer is no restriction. Now I want to give the loan to my members, no restriction. So suppose you came for a loan or you guys came for a loan, I can give you the loan, there is no restriction. As much I want, I can give. But if I want to give a loan to non-members, अब इसमें थोड़ा सा ट्विस्ट है. If the non-member is individual, then तो simple prohibited, not allowed. But if the non-member is a society, then prior permission of ROCS. If ROCS is okay and gives me the permission, I can give you the loan even though you are that society which is not my member. Are you getting the point? But if you are an individual non-member, then to not allowed. Did you get the point? To the members, no restriction. Outsider में individual, outsider allowed ही नहीं है. And if outsider is a society, I have to take the prior permission of whom? So what are the 3-4 things we have checked? Books of accounts, restriction on shareholding, borrowing restrictions, lending. Now let's understand what are the investment restrictions. What are the investment restrictions? Now please tell me, what do we do generally with our surplus money? We either invest in stock market or we do FD or we give a loan to somebody to earn some interest. That is not the case with whom? Cooperative society. Cooperative society को allowed ही नहीं है. There are total 5 ways in which they can invest their money. Open savings account in cooperative bank. Not only normal bank. Normal bank में you can't open a bank account. The bank also should be a which bank? Cooperative bank, which is either held by central government or held by what? State government. या तो वो state government cooperative bank होना चाहिए और central government cooperative bank. Just go and open a which account? Savings bank account and put your money in that account. Whatever the interest they will give, that is your income. So what is the choice number 1? Open a savings bank account in a government cooperative bank account, be it owned by central government. So what if my area में government bank is not there? Then any other cooperative bank. But if you are going to any other cooperative bank, ROCS permission will be required. You don't need ROCS permission if it is a state government or central government cooperative bank, but you need a ROCS permission if it is any other cooperative bank, which is neither owned by central government nor owned by state. Sir, I don't want to open a savings bank account. Do we have a third option? Yes. Indian Trust Act. The name of the act is Indian Trust Act 1882 के अंदर open section number 20. If you open the section number 20 in the Indian Trust Act, there is one list of investments given. You can invest in those money. Did you get the point? So what are my three options? Savings in government cooperative banks or any other cooperative bank with ROCS permission, or open a section number 20 of Indian Trust Act 1882 and invest. What is my fourth option? Central government or state government bonds. Agar in the market, if the central or state government bonds are available or securities are available, go and simply buy them. But remember, it should be central government or state government bonds or security. Sir, if that is also not the option, do we have the fifth option? Answer is yes. You can simply go and buy securities of LLCS. अच्छा ये बताओ LLP क्या होता है? तो LLCS क्या हुआ? लिमिटेड लाइबिलिटी कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी की जाके शेयर्स खरीद लो. But remember, the nature of that society should be LLCS. Are you getting the point? So this is called investment restrictions. So these are the 5 ways only you can invest the money of which society? Cooperative society. Next one. So do we have restriction on any dividend, any bonus, or any charity? Yes, we do have restrictions on them also. If my client cooperative society wants to distribute dividend or bonus, or wants to make charity, there is some provision you have. If you want to distribute bonus or dividend, first of all, there is no rate. Any amount of bonus you can give. But if you want to make a charity donation, maximum 10%. So there is no rate for dividend and bonus, but maximum charity you can do is. But in all the 3 cases, there is one common point. First, some portion of net profit must be transferred to reserve funds. It's a very simple logic. Every cooperative society would like to maintain their future first. So पहले अपने net profits में से थोड़ा सा पैसा निकालो and transfer into what? Reserve fund. The leftover money which is left with you after transfer, from that money only you can pay what? Dividend and bonus, and from that money only you can pay what? Charity. But dividend bonus के case में there is no rate, but charity के case में maximum 10. अब let's say for example there is 100 crores of net profit. We transferred 60 crores to reserve funds. So how much is left over? 40 crores. So 40 crore ka maximum what? 10% you can give it in the form of what? Charity. And any amount you can give it in the form of dividend or what? Bonus. But all the 3 things are only possible after first transfer some profits to what? Reserve funds. Did you get the point? Now, as I told you about the reserve funds, let me tell you reserve fund restrictions also. So what are the reserve fund restrictions? Now tell me, there's a lot of money in your which fund? Reserve fund. Where you can use that money? You can use it either for working capital. You can only use reserve funds for working capital, or you can invest. But remember, if you want to invest, invest as per above. Tell me, what are the 5 investment criteria? If you want to invest that reserve fund money, you can only invest in those 5 options. Savings bank account in government cooperative bank or other cooperative bank, section 20 Indian Trust Act, government securities and bonds, or last में LLCS के शेयर. Or what is the third option? You can use it for objectives. आपके जो भी objectives है society के, you can use it for them. So there is a restriction on reserve funds also. I hope everything is going inside your head, right? So these are the many things we go and check in which society audit? Cooperative society. सबसे पहले उसके बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स भी चेक करें, उसके बाद बोरिंग रिस्ट्रिक्शंस, शेयर होल्डिंग रिस्ट्रिक्शंस, लैंडिंग रिस्ट्रिक्शंस, investment restrictions, dividend borers, charity restriction, and what? Reserve fund restriction. Now, there's one special point which you need to understand. Put the heading special audit report. अब ध्यान से सुनना. What is this concept? What is this ROCS? ROCS appointed a cooperative society auditor, right? When the ROCS has appointed us as a cooperative society auditor, now ROCS said one thing to us. What is that? In case during audit, if auditor finds serious irregularities in cooperative society, then one special audit report shall be prepared, and only to ROCs. Basically, what happened? I was doing the cooperative society audit. Serious type of frauds and errors I found. Serious wale. So what is my responsibility in this case? I will, normal audit report is separate. I'll again prepare another audit report that is called special audit report, and that copy only and only will be given to whom? ROCS, not to the society, so that corrective actions can be taken. So that corrective actions can be taken. I hope you understood what I'm saying. So while doing the cooperative society audit, remember this word. What is this word? Serious irregularities. अगर आपको कोई serious level की irregularity मिलती है, what do you mean by serious level of irregularities? Let me tell you one thing. Any fraud, any error, you can say reckless advancing. मतलब without checking the documentations, you are giving the loans. Or say for example, non-recovery. You are given the loans, but the society is not recovering the loans. Or let's say, for example, evasion of taxes. What do you mean by evasion of taxes? Taxes की चोरी हो रही है. So if any of these examples you will find while doing the which audit? Cooperative society audit, you will prepare one extra audit report that is called special audit report, and that one copy only you need to send it to whom? ROCS. No need to send this copy to whom? Society, because ROCS will take immediately which actions? Corrective action. So that ROCS can stop that society from doing those nonsense things. That is called special audit report. The name of the topic is special audit. I hope you got the clarity. Abhi khatam nahi hua. Cooperative society mein there's a lot. I'm now trying to understand what extra they may ask you in the examination. Listen. In case of credit cooperative society, there is a separate question what recently they have started asking in your examination. अगर आपका client क्या है? Credit cooperative society, मतलब lending society. Which society? So there are some things you need to understand. First one is overdue debts. Sir, what do you mean by overdue debts? Now listen to this point very carefully. I, as a cooperative society, give loan to you people. You people are regular. You are paying me EMIs, principal, interest, everything. These four people are due since long. They are not paying regularly what? EMIs and all. So I will call them as what? Overdue debts. Who are they? When there are overdue debts, cooperative society auditor says what? I need 5 informations. I need a list. Those who are overdue from 6 months to 5 years, and those who are overdue for more than what? 5 years. मेरे को एक लिस्ट दो which borrowers are overdue between 6 months to 5 years. It means more than 6 months and up to what? 5 years. You have not yet paid. And second list is those borrowers who are still pending more than what? मेरे को वो list चाहिए. Who is asking? Auditor from the Credit Cooperative Society. Second thing, how many are good debts and how many are bad debts? Please tell me the chances of recovery. Do you think that some people will give you the money? If some people are ready to give the money, put them into good debts. And then some people are directly telling on the face, we don't have money, we can't give you the money back, put them into the which debts? Bad debts. Next one. Did you make provisions on such overdue debts or not? Tell me one thing. Do we create provision for doubtful debt? For the bad debts? So what do we expect from this? They should also create a provision on what? Overdue debts. Did you create provision on what? Overdue debts. Next one. What is the impact on working position? What do you mean by that? If you will not be able to recover this money, which is huge amount, whether the cooperative society ka working position will get affected or not. Obviously, if I have given you the money and if I will not recover my money, my working position will get impacted. That is the fourth question. Who is asking? Auditor. And what are the remedial actions taken? What do you mean by that? आपने कोई recovery, remedial, police complaint, something you have done or not? Recovery initiatives. Which initiatives? Tell me, what does the bank does when you don't pay the loan to the bank? They send recovery agents to your house. Same way, you must have taken some remedial actions. So tell me, what are the 5 questions I'm asking? I need a list of overdue between 6 months to 5 years, more than 5. Tell me, how many are good debts? How many are bad debts? Did you create provision? If you will not recover, will it impact your working position? And fifth one. And remember, if there are overdue debts, there will be overdue interest also. When the principal is overdue, interest also will be overdue. Single one line. As they are overdue debts, stop dealing them. Stop dealing on accrual basis. Don't use accrual basis of accounting for these overdue debts. Start using cash basis of accounting. Reason, if they were regular, I will treat you on accrual basis of accounting. But now you are regular or irregular. I will only make an entry in my books when the cash is actually received. So instead of accrual basis of accounting, shift to on which debts? Overdue debts. So that their interest entry you should not add on unnecessarily. As and when they will give the EMI, then only I'll credit the EMI and put the entry. I will not put that. So पता बैंक में क्या होता है? अब let's say for example, in the bank there is one system called CBS, core banking system. Now what happens is, suppose I'm paying the EMI on 5th of every month, but bank का system will credit the entry on the 1st, assuming that कि I will pay on what? उसे बोलते हैं accrual basis. Which basis? Actually I paid when? 5th, but the bank is putting an entry when? I hope you got the point. Same way these societies also do. So it is my responsibility to tell the society, stop doing a which basis? Start doing third, verification of assets, liabilities, incomes, and expenditures. What does that mean? Simply जाके do the verification of their balance sheet and do the vouching of their trading and P&L. You have to go and check their balance sheet. That is what we do, audit of FS. So in the bracket, you can write, basically we are doing here is audit of FS. Right or not? Fourth thing what we have to check, members passbook. So what do you mean by members passbook? Sample basis पे. अच्छा, tell me one thing. What do you mean by passbook? Where entries are made. What are made? Acha, when you people are paying me the loan back, what I should do as a cooperative society? Should I put an entry of your settlement? But if this cooperative society does not make an entry, what does that mean? Your loan is still due, even if you have paid. That is what has exactly happened in that movie called Rangastalam. Even though farmers were paying the money to the home, that president, but he was not putting the entries on their what? Passbook, and the amount was still shown what? Overdue. Are you getting the point? That's why, as an auditor, it is our courtesy, it is our moral responsibility that is sample basis pay will ask some members, can you bring me your passbook or not? So that I can check whether the entries of settlement have been made or read this point. Members passbook, sample basis, take members passbook and check entries of settlement. Check entries of settlement on every repayment made. Entries of settlement on every repayment made. And last 2 points. अब ध्यान से सुनना. Fifth and sixth point are the last point, and our audit of cooperative society is over. Are you getting it? Now listen. Once our audit is over, we have checked their restrictions, we have checked their overdue dates, we have checked their overdue interest, we have checked the entries, we have done balance sheet, we have done P&L. Everything is done. We never ever give opinion on cooperative society. ध्यान से सुनना. In normal audits, we give opinion. In the cooperative society audit, we give ranks. What do we give? Ranks. We give category. We give class. Like say for example, 1 to 10 ranks. 1 is highest and 10 is least. So if I'm giving you a rank 2, what does that mean? Is it a positive opinion or negative? Positive. And if I'm giving you rank 9, towards negative. So in the cooperative society ki audit report mein, we never give what? Opinion. We give what? Ranks. And we never give a final audit report first. First we make a preliminary audit report. We call it as draft audit report. Which one? We will give this report to the whom? Management. Sir, according to me, your rank is 7. According to me, how I saw your society, according to me, your rank is what? 7. Now, let's say, for example, the management of the cooperative society is not happy with the rank which I have given to them. They told me, Rohit, we deserve 4. On what basis you are saying what? 7. So they don't have to question me. They can simply go and appeal to ROCS. Sir, Rohit sir has given us a rank what? 7. But we think we deserve what? 4. ROCS request whom? Auditor to reconsider only, not to change the rank. What is the word I am using? Sir, आप एक बार और check कर लो. Do you think that there is any possibility of upliftment of the rank or not? If I believe that whatever the rank I have given is true and fair, genuine, I will stick to my decision. I will not change my decision. It means ultimately decision is in the hands of whom? If we'll give this power in the hands of ROCS to push me to change the rank, then what's the point of calling me as independent auditor? फिर आप आके ही audit कर लो. When I believe you deserve 7, you deserve 7. But yes, I will one time listen to whom, and I'll see whether the rank can be uplifted or not, or reconsidered or not. Are you getting the point? That is what the point number 5 and point number 6. Now see, draft and audit report in which auditor awards means gives rank or class to cooperative society. If management of cooperative society is not happy with rank given, they can appeal to ROCS. ROCS may request auditor to reconsider, बट ब्रैकेट में लिखो नॉट टू चेंज, वो हमें फोर्स नहीं कर सकता. ROCS may request auditor to reconsider. Ultimately, auditor's decision is final and conclusive. Ultimately, auditor's decision is final and conclusive. I hope you got the clarity. So this is how we bring an end to a with society audit. Lengthy hai, but very easy. Are you getting the point? If you'll open your material, you will find it in 2.5 or 3.5 pages ka material. You just don't have to look at that. Just simply go with these little bit of conceptual knowledge which I've given you. You don't have to look at your book at all, right? Now with that, our first set of audit is over. That is called which society? Cooperative society. Now we are going to start with what? Functional audits. Which audits? Do you need a 5 minutes of break? Sure. Okay, take 5 minutes of break. Come back by 10:30 because I have to teach you some functional audits, 2, 3 functional audits. And tomorrow in the very beginning, we'll start with what? Bank audit. After that, we'll start with audit of different items. And then we'll do types of audit chapter. Are you getting the one? So we will first remove the tail, right? Then we'll go to the upper side. Okay, go. Take a break of 10 minutes. Come back. Okay, shall we start? Okay, so the first set of audit we have done, that is called cooperative society audit. Now let us understand how to conquer the functional audits. Now I'll tell you a very simple technique. Try to understand. Let it be any audit. Let's say, for example, they are asking you cinema hall audit, right or not? Don't write it, first understand, and then after that you can write it, or I'll share these notes with you. If they will ask you any cinema hall audit, you just simply have to understand you cannot apply this technique in the cooperative audit and you cannot apply this technique in the bank audit, because that's the reason I kept it separated. But if they will ask you the cinema hall or a hospital or any kind of functional audit, then in that case, we have to use one technique. The name of the technique is known as 4 incomes, 4 expenses, 4 assets, and 4 liabilities. That is the technique you have to use. What is the technique? 4 expenses, 4 assets, and 4 liabilities. See, every organization has these things very common. Incomes are common, right or not? Every organization will have income, every organization will have expenditure, every organization has assets, and every organization has liability. Now, what you need to do is, now please tell me what are the 4 types of incomes you can think of right now for a cinema hall. The biggest income of every cinema hall is what? Ticket income. Are you getting the point? Ticket income may be 2 types: online booking, offline. Are you getting the point? And when we buy a ticket, you must have seen that there will be entertainment tax. Which tax? For which every client has to file monthly returns. Like GST returns are being filed what? Monthly. Entertainment tax returns are also being filed what? Monthly. I hope you understood. So my first point is ready. What is the first point? Verify the ticket income generated by the cinema hall, which could be classified as online booking and offline booking, and ensure that the entertainment tax collected on that has been filed every year, every month by the client. Are you getting the point? So basically, hai kya? We are nothing but going to do the audit of what? Cinema hall. So cinema hall ki what is the first income we'll check? Ticket income. So point number 1 is over. Always write those incomes first which are connected with the client. So what is the first income? Ticket income. अच्छा और बताओ और क्या होता है सिनेमा हॉल में? I will make you understand in such a way that you are only giving me the answer. I will not give you the answer. Tell me the second income of every cinema hall. There will be a restaurant income, or you can say food and beverages. Are you getting the point? Food and beverages pay income will be there, but food and beverages pay there will not be entertainment tax. There will be what? GST. So we will ask our client, can I see your what? GST returns to understand how much of the food and beverages income of the sale you have occurred. Are you getting the point? So tell me, what are the 2 incomes over? Ticket income, food and beverages. What is the third income? The third income is advertisement slides. You must have seen that before starting of the movie, and within the movie, there will be some trailers or some other brands who would like to promote their what? Products. So they will go for a advertisement. So for that, I will ask my client, can I see your advertisement agreement papers? Which papers? So tell me, what are the 3 incomes we verified? Ticket income, food and beverages income. Okay. Ticket income, what do we collect? Entertainment tax. So monthly return we'll check. What is the food and beverages pay we collect? So then we'll collect. And what is the last one? I hope you understood the point. Right? So what is the 4th income now? Try to tell me. What is the 4th income? Now you can write other incomes. Are you getting the main 3 incomes? May examiner will be impressed. And now you can write parking income. Are you getting the point? Or in the parking, sometimes if they have extra buildings, they will get a rental income. Right? And if the cinema hall has done some investments in the stocks and other places where they will have a interest or dividend income. Are you getting the point or not? So what are the 6 types of incomes we know? Ticket income, food and beverages income, advertisement slides income, parking income, extra building pay rental income, and investments pay interest. But remember, call them as other or miscellaneous incomes. Are you getting the point or not? So first show the examiner what he wants to see. He wants to see the main incomes. And after that, in the last May, you can put the other miscellaneous income. So it means our income part is over. So we have done the audit of which part of the cinema hall? Income. Now let's talk about 4 expenditures. Tell me the biggest expenditure of every cinema hall is distribution rights. Which rights? Do you know what you mean by distribution rights? It means when we play a movie in a cinema hall don't own the movie. It buy the rights from the producer to play the movie in his what? Cinema hall. So when he buy the rights from the producer to play the movie in a cinema hall, we call it as distribution rights. What do we call? अब distribution rights का मतलब क्या होता है? There will be one agreement between that producer and the cinema hall. Like say for example, for the first week, the agreement is 70:30. What do you mean by that? Every ticket income sold, right now, every ticket sold and income we generated, on that 70% will go in producer's pocket and only 30% will go in what? Cinema hall owner's pocket. But that will become vice versa in the next week. Next week, when the movie already made the good money in the first week, next week onwards, cinema hall owners will get what? More share, and the producer will get what? So for that, we have to check their agreement papers. Which papers we have to check? Tell me, what is the biggest kharcha of a cinema hall? Distribution rights. Then in the cinema hall, we have power and fuel. Then in the cinema hall, we have repairs and maintenance. Right or not? Under the repairs and maintenance also, you can write 2 types of repairs and maintenance. Some are revenue repairs and some are what? Capital repairs. Revenue repairs will be debited to what? P&L. Capital will go to the balance sheet of what? Cost of an asset. Did you get the point? So these are the kharchas. Acha, aur batao, soch ke batao. What could be the or? Now please tell me, cinema hall can be run with a single person or multiple people? We might be paying what? Salaries and wages. My question is very simple. Law may you have read some bonus act, PF act and gratuity act. So tell me, if there are more than equals to 20 workers in the cinema hall, they have to make the provision for what? Bonus. They have to pay what? Gratuity. They have to pay what? PF. They have to pay what? ESI. So we call them as workmen compensation fund. What do we call them? That is also a kharcha of cinema hall. Are you getting the point? Now, cinema hall mein there will be a management. So there will be a management and administration cost. Tell me, did I tell you 4? I'm giving you 6. So try to understand if this question will come in the examination for 5 to 10 marks. These many points you can write even without, reading the question paper or even without reading your study material. This is a technique. Whenever any question on functional audits will come, think about 4 corners. What are the 4 corners? Income, expenditure, assets, liability. Are we done with the income expenditure? Now let's understand its assets. Acha, tell me, what are the 4 types of assets you think that cinema hall will be having? Let me ask you. First assets are PPE. What is PPE? Property, plant and equipment. क्या होगा उसके PPE में? Projector, screen, furniture and fixture, land and building. What do we go and check? We check existence of those assets. What do we check? Are those assets are in existence or not? What do we check? We check ownership of those assets. How I will check whether those projector and screen belongs to my client? Show me the document of title. What do you mean by document of title? Ownership papers. DOT. What is DOT? Document of title. What do we go and check? Valuation of those assets. So tell me, what are the 3 things we go and check in assets? Are the assets in existence or not? Are the assets owned by my client or not? Or are the assets having a proper valuation as per AS 10? Property, plant and equipment. This is what we do in first asset called PPE. अब मेरे को सोच के बताओ whether there is a possibility that cinema hall will be having some investments. So we'll check the proper classification of investments and we'll check the proper valuation of investments. Can you please tell me as per AS 13? This is as per AS 10. So we are basically checking, did you do the accounting of your assets properly or not? Did you do the accounting of your इन्वेस्टमेंट्स प्रॉपर्ली और नॉट. अब आ जाते हैं थोड़ा सा नीचे चलते बैलेंस शीट पे. देयर विल बी इन्वेंट्री. व्हाट काइंड ऑफ इन्वेंट्री यू एक्सपेक्ट दैट सिनेमा हॉल विल बी देयर. सिनेमा हॉल में कौन सी इन्वेंट्री होगी? फूड एंड बेवरेजेस का इन्वेंट्री, अनसोल्ड प्रिंटेड टिकट्स का इन्वेंट्री. आर यू गेटिंग द पॉइंट और नॉट? So these inventory valuation should be done as per what? Yes. So tell me, what are the three things we checked in assets? PPEs, investments, inventory. Now what is the fourth thing? Whether the cinema hall will be having bank and cash balance. Yes, तो bank and cash balance है, तो bank को check करेंगे bank statement से, right or not? And cash को check करेंगे physical counting से. That's it. You tested or you verified the assets of which hall? Cinema hall. अब बताओ, is it looking easier? Tell me, is this good length of an answer you got so far? Right or not? So you know the incomes of the cinema hall, you know expenditures to be verified, you know assets. Now let's go to the liability side. Let me make it complete so that the remaining questions ka answer I'll ask you from your mouth. What are the four types of liabilities? First of all, remember, if my client's cinema hall is a company, so there will be a share capital. But if my client's cinema hall is a non-company, then there will be capital. Are you getting the point? If my client is a what? Company, then there will be a share capital. But if my client is a what? Non-corporate entity, there will be a capital or there will be a promoter's contribution. Which contribution? Promoter's contribution. Or partner's capital. Something like that. So corporate है तो capital will be there. Non-corporate है तो corporate है तो share capital. Non-corporate है तो partner's capital, promoter's contribution or only capital. Try to remember that. Are you getting the point? Okay. Point number 2. Is there a possibility that my client might have taken a loan? The loan will be his liability. So I will simply go and ask my client, can I get your sanction letter? Can I get you which letter? What do you mean by sanction letter? It is a letter of approval which is given by the bank to the client. Achha, tell me, from the sanction letter, what I'll come to know? What is the amount of loan? What is the nature of loan? What is the rate of interest? What is the tenure of loan? What are the securities offered? Now tell me, all this information will be available in single document called what? Sanction letter. That is what you are going to verify. थोड़ा नीचे चलते हैं. Whether the client will be having some creditors or not. What kind of creditors cinema hall will have? Tell me, whom does he pay the money? Creditors of distribution rights. Do you think that the cinema hall owner immediately pays the money? No, after a few days, after the collection. So for till that days, distributor, the producer is nothing but creditor of what? Cinema. So creditor for which rights? Creditors for salaries and wages. Creditors for food and beverages. Are you getting the point? There will be so many types of creditors we have to check. And let's say, for example, fourth point, there will be provisions and contingencies. Achha, tell me one thing. What if there is a fight between cinema hall owner and the producer when it comes to this ratio? Both must have filed a case against what? Each other. So those case might be on the winning side, might be on the losing side. So we have to create what? Provisions and contingencies. Check if any. Now please tell me one thing. Is this enough answer? Yes or no? So always remember, this is the method you need to adopt whenever any functional audit will come. That's what I told you. I'll make you understand this huge chapter. The problem in the auditing is most of the students leave this chapter because of its length. Itna lengthy chapter hai, how we will survive, how to remember hospital, how to remember clubs, how to remember school, how to remember this and that. You don't have to remember anything. You just remember the technique. What is the technique? For income, for assets, for liabilities and for expenditure. That's it. Now shall we practice now? Okay. Now try to practice with me for hospital. Let's say, for example, we are doing the audit of what? Hospital. I'm writing it here. Give me the answer. Let's talk what? Four incomes of hospital. Tell me. Now think logical, think like that. When we talked about cinema hall, the very first major income of hospital is what? Patient's income. Which income? अच्छा बताओ, patient's income में क्या आएगा? Two types of patient, inbound patients, outbound patients. You know what is the difference between them? Those who get admitted in the hospital are known as inbound patients. Those who come take the consultation and leave are known as what? Outbound. So there are two types of patient income, inbound patient income and outbound. अच्छा, हॉस्पिटल है तो मेडिसिन भी बिकेंगी, तो देर विल बी अ फार्मा इनकम which an MRI, ECG, EEE, right or not? So there will be a diagnostic income. Are you getting the point? Next, now think of anything extra you want. Sometimes you will find that there will be a college in the hospital. There will be a what? So we can have academic income. We can have a which income? And rest, sixth point में you can write miscellaneous income. Tell me what miscellaneous? Rental income, interest or dividend income. अब बताओ, is it an easy formula? So tell me what we are done with? Income side of the audit. Acha, I am making you ready for total audit also and individual audit also. Let's say, for example, they only asked you incomes of what? Hospital. Will you be able to put them into the sentence? Yes. And if they will ask you total audit of what? Hospital. Then we have to cover all the four. चलो खर्चों की तरफ चलते हैं. Tell me the four expenditures of hospital. सबसे बड़ा है doctor's remuneration. Will not write salaries are given to the staff. What is the first one? Now you can write salaries and wages to the staff. Okay. और बताओ. There will be so many equipments will be purchased. So there will be third one, purchase of what? Medicines. Purchase of what? Equipments. Purchase of diagnostic equipments. Purchase of food stuff. Am I correct or not? All these are the kharchas. Okay. What is the next one? There will be repairs and same common. There will be repairs and maintenance. Will there be management in the hospital? So there will be management and administration cost. Acha, whether do we have ICUs in hospital? So they are always required to be on. So there will be a big kharcha of power and fuel. Electricity ka kharcha hoga. Right or not? They have so many ambulances. So they have, what do you say, transportation expenses. Are you getting the point? As many, you keep on thinking, the answer will automatically come. You just imagine the organization. Okay, this is hospital. What I'm going to check? 4 income, 4 assets, 4 liabilities, and 4 expenditure. As simple as that. Okay, come to the other side. Same, copy paste from cinema. Tell me what kind of assets? PPE. Can you tell me what do we check in PPE? Existence. As per. Yes. What is next? Investment. What do we check? Classification, valuation, as per. What do we check? Inventories. Acha, what kind of inventory cinema hall will be having? Food stuff ka inventory, medicines ka inventory, consumables ka inventory, surgicals ka inventory. Am I correct or not? So all these inventories are required to be checked as per AS2. Right or not? Okay, tell me what is the next one? Will there be a bank balance? Yes. So we'll check it as per what? Bank statement. Will there be a cash? Yes. We'll do the physical counting of the cash. Are you getting the point? Will there be debtors? No. There are no debtors in cinema hall also, and there are no debtors. Don't unnecessarily write those things which you want to write. Think before writing. Okay, let's go to the other side, liability side. Tell me, if my hospital is a company, there will be a share capital. And if my hospital is a non-company, there will be a capital or promoter's contribution or partner's capital. Is it clear? Okay. Is there a possibility that cinema hall also may take a loan? अगर लोन लिया तो will obtain sanction letter. Sanction letter से nature of loan, amount of loan, tenure of loan, rate of interest, securities offered. And next, will there be creditors? Tell me what kind of creditors the hospital might be having. Food and beverages. Medicines ke creditors from whom we have bought the medicines. Creditors for equipments. Are you getting the point? And what is the last one? Provisions. And there you go. So you can see that your whole answer is there in front of you. That is the best way, best technique. Now let's quickly do it for 5 minutes. Tell me in the same way. Let's do orally now. Tell me in the same way for schools. Sorry, don't school. Hotel. Tell me, what are the major incomes of hotel? Imagine a hotel in your head. Okay, Taj Krishna. You're going and doing the audit of Taj Krishna. Tell me. Hotels में तो restaurant भी होता है, rooms भी होते हैं. तो what is the first income? Room income. Are you getting the point? Room income. What is the second income? Food and beverages. फिर होटल में banquet hall भी होता है. So there can be a banquet income. Which income? Whether the hotel sometimes provide catering services. So there will be a catering income. Are you getting the point? Whether the hotel mein there will be a restaurant and bar. There will be a restaurant and bar income. And other incomes may we know rental, interest, dividend. Are you getting the point? The income side is over. Okay, think of expenditures of a hotel. Housekeeping. What is the first expenditure? Housekeeping. Are you getting the point? Think of an entity and automatically the points will come. Okay, housekeeping. Then there will be repairs and there will be power and fuel. Are you getting? There will be salaries and wage. Or 20 or more workers हुए तो ESI, gratuity, bonus, PF, expenditure side over. Okay. Investment. Inventory किस चीज की होगी? Hotel में bed sheets, you know, all those things. There will be food and beverages, cutlery. Are you getting the point? That will be AS2. So investments, PPE and inventory. Will there be a debtors? No. There will be a cash. So we'll do physical counting. And if there is a what? Bank balance, we'll check it by doing a bank statement. Okay, come to the liability side. If the hotel is a company, there will be a share capital. If it's a non-company, partners capital, promoters contribution or a capital. Okay, will there be a loan? Yes. If there is a loan, obtain sanction letter and check what is the nature of the loan, amount of the loan, securities offered, rate of interest and tenure and repayment schedule. Okay, next, will there be some creditors? What kind of creditors hotel will be having? Food stuff, cutleries ka, or say for example, creditors of housekeeping, creditors of salaries and wages. And last but not the least, provisions and the same formula gets fitted in every bloody organization. You can on the spot within 5 minutes, you can tell me for school also, even if we are not reading anything. Did you get the point? So these chapters are not required to be done by seeing the questions. They are required to be understood with one technique. What is our technique now? 4 income, 4 expenditure, 4 assets and 4 liability. Did you get the point? Now try to apply it in on school. Fees. Are you getting the point? Transportation income. There will be a uniform income. There will be a canteen income. There will be a computer lab income. You think of tuition fees. You think of the topic, automatically points will start coming. Okay, kharche batao. Teacher's salary, staff salary, repairs and maintenance, housekeeping, purchase of equipments. Are you getting the point or no? Power and fuel, transportation cost. Are you getting the point? Okay, इसके asset side बताओ. Same assets, PPE. स्कूल भी इन्वेस्टमेंट कर सकता है. इन्वेस्टमेंट स्कूल में किस चीज की इन्वेंट्री होगी? यूनिफॉर्म, बुक्स. आर यू गेटिंग ना? फूड एंड बेवरेजेस एज पर AS2. Will there be debtors in the school? Yes. Those students who have not yet paid their fees are the debtors of what? School. School में debtors होंगे. Will there be a cash? Yes. Physical counting करेंगे. Will there be a bank balance? Yes. Bank statement check करेंगे. On to the other side. Liabilities. Are you getting the one? Liability side. If the school is a group of companies, there will be a share capital. And on the other side, Share capital. Okay. Second point, loan. Third point, creditor. And then provisions. And you can apply the same for clubs also. That's why what I did in the beginning of the chapter, I told you to divide this chapter into how many parts? 3 parts. So what are the 2 parts of the audit we are done with? How to handle the cooperative society, because technique was not required. That's why we did it dedicatedly. And what is the second one? Functional audits. Is it looking easier now? And what is the third one we have? That we are going to study tomorrow, right? Thank you so much for lending your patient ears. I'll borrow it again tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Thank you.